Hey guys, I am at about 5,000 feet off of Bowman Lake Road in Nevada County. I'm gonna kind of do an episodic video today of just some of the things I'm seeing along the trail here. First of all, we have the leather grape fern. This one is Septridium multifidum, and if you can see, I'll zoom out a little bit. Here's the whole plant. You actually have two different kinds of fronds here. So you have the trophophore, which is the infertile frond. And you can see there's no indusium or any sporangia on the bottom of that. Instead, it sends up a stalk here, which is the sporophore. And so this is the fertile frond. And you can see why they call it a grape fern, right? It looks like little bunches of grapes before they open. But this is a treat to come across. And just check out, it's got this long stalk that is somewhat hairy. The trophophore and the sporophore join at the base. And those are the kinds of things that I'm looking for to identify this one, especially because the leaves here are wider than one of its lookalikes, the Botrypus. But I've never seen the Botrypus before, so. All right, I'm getting eaten by mosquitoes, so on to the next plant. Here's one of our bush penstemons. This is Kekiella lemonii. You see how the pistil there is hairy, like one of the penstemons, beard tongues. And you got sort of a rosy, brownish, reddish top petals here, and these like pale yellow petals at the bottom with brownish lines. And here's the habit growing out of these rocky areas. Got opposite leaves, sort of toothed. Now we'll get a little closer look on those flowers again. I think they're quite pretty close up. Kekiella lemonii. And just a little ways down the trail, we have another Kekiella. This is the Kekiella brevifolia, I believe. And just look at that upper petals. Look how hairy they are. And so you can see this one's got kind of white petals with reddish lines rather than the brown. Grows in the same exact habitat, like I said, just a little bit down the trail. Pretty gorgeous plants, huh? Here is a beautiful bird's foot cliff break. This is Pelea mucronata variation californica. You can see the fertile fronds there, how the leaf folds over and along the bottom almost meets, leaving a little bit of spores out there. That's where the spores are produced. And growing out of these rocky areas, dark brown stalks, very wiry, and sort of this blue-green color, adapted to the harsh, rocky, dry, sloped areas. Here we have another one of our orchids. This one's a woodland species called Goodyeara oblongifolia. You can see it's got this basal rosette here and sends up a flower stalk, and then it has these orchidaceous flowers. Got it right at the right time of year. Those are fully developed. So yeah, Goodyeara oblongifolia, the rattlesnake plantain. So I've located the Sierra tiger lily. This is Lilium parvum, and it's our only native lily where the flowers point up instead of hanging down like most of the other ones. And those petals and sepals there, pretty solid color. Got a little bit of speckling in the center, and you can see that ovary down in there, that green bit. And pretty long anthers and little pistil there. Wonder if that's what that's supposed to look like. In any case, yeah, Lilium parvum. So I've done a video on this specifically before, but this is the woodland pine drops. So you can see it's actually quite tall. There's Camus. Camus dog's with me today. So anyway, yeah, this is actually in the blueberry family, the heath family, Ericaceae. And I know in the last video I had mentioned this, but they are actually reliant on mushrooms living in the soil. to get their food. You can see there's no green, there's no chlorophyll, it can't make its own food. So I wasn't sure at the time what mushroom this was parasitizing, but now I know it's the Rhizopogon truffles. So I'm sure you've heard of truffles that have their fruiting bodies completely underground. Well, this taps into that mycelial network and gets all its food from there. Yeah, this guy is maybe 3 or 4 feet tall. Pretty big. And these urn-shaped flowers, you see that? That's pretty common of the whole heath family. Urn-shaped flowers, looking a little bit like blueberry flowers. So yeah, woodland pine drops. So I want to show you a pretty cool phenomena that occurs in some mushrooms. And in this bolete, you see that blue color in there? Well, that turned that color as I broke it apart. So let's see if we can get that on film here. See that mosquito right there? He is getting me good. Did you catch it? Should we try again? See it turning blue? Color changing mushrooms, pretty cool, right? So here we got another heath family plant. This one is called Pipsissewa, and it's got these gorgeous flowers that arise from these leaves. Kind of makes these little colonies. And yeah, another name for this is Prince's Pine, Pipsissewa. Found a nice little pond here. And there's some interesting stuff going around the edge. There's the mountain spirea, little past flower. Those little white flowers there are yampa. And then out in the water, if you can make it out, we have our native water lily. Those yellow flowers. There's some tadpoles in this pond too, so hopefully this is some good habitat for maybe the mountain yellow-legged frog. Come on, pup. A few mountain alder. This is one of the Erigeron fleabanes. That's a pretty deep pond, actually. So I thought you might want to walk with me through this next section. Come on, what are you doing? What are you doing? Trying to hide in the shade? Is that the idea? Alright, I'll get you some shade. something to show off. This is a big stand of the spreading dogbane, and it's currently flowering. So check it out. This is Apocynum in the aptly named Apocynaceae. That's the family that also has milkweeds in it. And yeah, dogbane, very poisonous plant, but those flowers are awfully pretty, aren't they? Pretty scenic. Camu's got to take a break, so why don't we explore around here for a little bit? I can lose this pack. I brought my Jepson manual with me today. I don't even know why. I've only stopped to look at it once or twice. Maybe we'll see some cool things. You stay. Down by the water here. I wonder what this plant is. I haven't the slightest clue. It's got these little whorls of flowers. Maybe mint family? Let's see if it's got a smell. It does kind of have a smell. But yeah, I'm not sure. Found another nice pond. This one's actually got two kinds of water lilies. See the smaller leaf and that bigger leaf right in the center? The one in the center is that one with the yellow flower I showed earlier. Not so sure about this other floating one. It's a pretty nice spot. I think this is the end of my hike. So I'll walk around a little bit and shoot some video walking back. I'll probably keep my mouth shut and just let the nature speak for itself. I'll point out some plants, like for instance, this little guy right here. This is a tiny little native St. John's wort in the genus Hypericum. And I think this one is called Tinker's Penny. Very easy to overlook. And it's nice to have a native St. John's wort. You know, usually you see this invasive St. John's wort. We got more of this is the mountain spirea. That's what the flowers look like. And all this bracken fern here. Big forests of bracken fern. Just go a little further down this road. So yeah, this is the Fordyce Falls via Spaulding Lake Trail, and I'm about 6 miles in, so about to turn around, do 6 miles back, and don't know, probably can't record the whole time because it'll just waste the battery on my phone, but we'll see what we can get done here. Stay. It's a tiny little gallium. Believe it or not, this is related to coffee in the same family there. Rubiaceae. Oh, here's some more of those. Oh, wow. What do we got here? Oh, this is the Pyrola minor. This is a wintergreen. Growing right here next to this grape fern. See, there's another grape fern. Aren't those sporophores gorgeous? I was seeing this violet over here, but now that I'm seeing some flowers, even though they're old, I think that's the, is it McCluskey's violet? I think it's one of the only ones with white flowers we have. I'll clarify that down below. Just see what else is back in here. You never know. We got a little bit of the, let's see, is it Hosakia? The stream bank bird's foot trefoil. There's a little bit of Bridges pincushion plant. That's Navarretia lepetala. Oh, I'm gonna get a good shot of that water lily flower. See that there? Yellow water lily. Pretty nice flower. Wonder what that plant is right there. I'm not seeing any too close to the edge that I can get up close and personal with. Some of the musk monkey flower. All that slimy foliage, slimy feeling foliage. Really obsessed with these water lilies. Stay. My dog's not listening. Will you just stay a minute? think I could bring this water bottle back. That shouldn't be here. Come on, stay out of the water. Look, a tennis ball. You want to take that tennis ball? Come on. You want that tennis ball? You want to get it? Take the ball. Get the ball. Okay, come on. Come here. Get the ball. Get the ball. Hey, hey. Stay out of the water. Come on. Come on. Get the ball. Get the ball. Get it. Get it. Okay, bring it here. Come on, bring it here. Bring it here. Oh, yeah, look at that. Is that the bush chinkapin? It's got those yellow leaf undersides. Oh yeah, that's the bush chinkapin. See those seed pods right there, the spiky seed pods? Believe it or not, this is an oak. It's in the oak family, Quercus. Sorry, not Quercus. That's the genus. It's Fagaceae. That's the family, but it's not a Quercus. Is it a Chrysolepis? Something like that. I forget exactly, but definitely not a Quercus. I misspoke. All these old lodgepole pines. Oh, crap. Looks like I'm stuck. Oh yes. Moving across that log. Alright, I'm gonna have to put my phone away. So I realized I was wrong about the Pyrola minor. This is actually the one-sided wintergreen, which I forget the scientific name of it. But yeah, I saw these other ones and realized what it was, so I thought I'd better issue a correction. And still, oh man, that's a washout. Still over by this water, but there's some nice pine drops coming up. Got a very healthy mycorrhizal element in the soil right here. They're popping up all over the place, in fact. See them? And yeah, okay, I made it across. Found a little campsite. But I'm not staying the night, we're headed back. I tripped over a rock and paused the video, so sorry about that. So just to point out some of the plants we're passing, there's the huckleberry oak, Quercus vicinifolia. We have the greenleaf manzanita, Arctostaphylos patula. We have the pine mat manzanita, another Arctostaphylos. These are a few nude buckwheat. See, they got the white flowers on the ends. They have no leaves on the stems. And then it leads down to this little basal area where it does have a few leaves. Tend to dry up. It's pretty easy buckwheat to recognize. Probably the only buckwheat I can recognize. Reliably, anyway. That's Eriogonum nudum, by the way. Got your Jeffrey pine, your California incense cedar, Pinus jeffreyi, and Calicedrus decurrens. Some dried up Streptanthus. Oh, and there's some sedum here. That's Sierra sedum. Believe it or not, even though we're about at 5,500 feet, you get native succulents growing the rocks here. There are your flowers. What is that? Ah, a little Asteraceae. So it's got a discoid flower, which is, so if you think of like a daisy, right, you'd have the disc in the center and then the ray flowers are on the outside, and this is in the same family except it has no ray flowers. And then if you can picture a dandelion, which, don't these seed heads kind of look like dandelion seed heads, right? Same family. But a dandelion has no disc and is made up of all ray flowers. So I'm not real good with my Asteraceae, but if I had to lay a guess here, I'd say this is the starved daisy, just based on the fact that it's growing in this tiny little rock crack and the fact that it has no rays and its size. And the leaves sort of remind me of it, but again, I could be very wrong. So usually you need to look at the seeds here to ID a lot of the Asteraceae. Now, if I'm wrong, someone correct me. kind of trifolium here. Oh, caught that on video. So yeah, I just fell and busted my ass. Got an Amelanchier species, a serviceberry. And this right here is a checker bloom, or Sedalcia. Probably the waxy checker bloom would be my guess. There's your one-seeded pussy paws, Calyptridium monospermum, post-flower, setting out its seeds. There's your, I think this is the Bridges cliff break. Maybe it's the Sierra cliff break. In any case, it's a Palea species. You notice on that one how the leaves were wider and singular, and the other one that I showed earlier had thinner leaves that were pinnate. A lizard with no tail. Oh look, Camus. Only 4 more miles. That's it. Got a sugar pine around. Got some red firs too. Abies magnifica. Got some big trees in this area. Where you got big trees and you got a healthy mycorrhizal, you get pine drops. So alien looking. It's coming up everywhere. Oh, here's a fungi. This is the veiled polypore. It grows on hardwoods. And let's see, can we get it on the camera? I don't know if you can make it out, but there's a little tiny pore down there. That's where the spores come out of, a little hole there. And if you were to cut this in half, you'd see it does actually have pores that it makes its spores in, but it veils them on the bottom here, and then they just escape out of a little hole there. Not real sure what the point of that is, but it's pretty easy fungus to recognize. Man, that water looks good right now. Nice, good patch of the rattlesnake plantain. Some shelf fungi. I think that might be an artist conch. Ooh, what kind of fern we got here? This is one of the sword ferns. Kind of looks like it. It's got that little projection on the leaf. But I'm not seeing any sori to confirm it. Maybe this is the narrow leaf sword fern. Again, not really sure, but it certainly ain't that guy right there. It's a different kind of fern. It's one of the lip ferns, I think. Too dried up to tell right now. It's hot. It's dry. Plants are starting to go away. There's this yellow wild buckwheat, another eriogonum. This one might be the sulfur buckwheat, but again, I don't know my buckwheats too well. Just the nude buckwheat with the white flowers. But yeah, pretty color. Got the California black oak up in these parts. Quercus cologii. What is this guy here? A frangula? This is a cascara, maybe? Is this a coffee berry? Can't really tell right now, but look at this. I got a cocoon. There's your brewer's angelica. See the leaves? That's in the carrot family, the Apiaceae. Got some kind of beetle on there too. Angelica breweri. This is a Holodiscus discolor, or ocean spray. I know we're pretty far away from the ocean, but still got a plant called ocean spray out here. That's why the scientific names are better, right? But this is actually in the rose family, Rosaceae. Flowers are almost done. And it is found along the coast. It's probably gets its name from where they first discovered it out there. Oh yeah, coffee berry. Frangula rubra. Now that there's fruit, I know what it is. Got your common yarrow, Achillea millefolium, in the sunflower family, Asteraceae. This guy is your white hawkweed. Another Asteraceae there. If I could ever get it to focus, that'd be real nice. Anyway. More musk monkey flower. Oh. Well, that is in the paintbrush family, but not sure of the species. Well, that's a Castellea or maybe a Tricepharia? Trificaria. Pretty nice plant though. Got a kind of lotus here too. Acmespawn. Maybe Americanus. Man, it's so easy to just pause that video. All you have to do is click one of the buttons and it pauses. We got Torrey's monkey flower. I think that's Diplacus torreyi now. If it's not Diplacus, it's Erythranthe. Check out that Tridalea. Ooh, that's real nice. I think that's Hyacinthiana. Here's a Stachys. This guy is commonly known as the hedge nettle in the mint family. Lamiaceae. Don't forget about your Douglas fir. Let's take a look at them Lemons Kekiellas again. This is a really good one. This guy right here is some old Phlox diffusa. spreading phlox already going dormant. But hey, it's August. That's what happens in August in California. Oh, no, that's nice. Yeah, some lupin flowers next to some Zeltnera, Centuary. I don't know what either of the species are, but I like the colors together, especially with this Yampa here too. So this is a good place to stop, give you a shot of the river, but I have just been informed that my battery is almost dead, so I gotta save a little bit just in case. But I hope you enjoyed coming on a short hike.